If you would like to know how these 3 looks were done, do carry on watching and do enjoy the video.
Peace all on the track.
Thinking about the different little ways that I can, different little ways to make you smile, to make you smile. Thinking about the different little ways that I can.
Okay, so this is the first skirt that I'm going to show you. I thrifted this one from a place in Pinetown. To know the exact details, do check my video in the cards, my thrift video. So with this skirt, I really love the pockets. I just need to adjust it size wise because it's a bit big around the waist and also a bit big around my legs or upper legs, thigh area. I really like the length, so I'll keep it as long as it is right now. As I said, I'll just hold it in the waist and also the thighs. So as you can see now, I'm just taking it in by the waist. All I did was put pins to where I'd like to pinch it. I just made sure I knew where the center line is. Then I measured the exact length on either side of the center line. So now all I'm going to do is just sew inside the skirt and make 2 dots. That's DARTS. So now to take it in on the sides, I just weigh the skirt inside out as you can see, and I put pins where I need to take it in. Then I also just draw a line with some chalk, or you could also use a piece of dry soap. So after this is done, I can then take the skirt off and start sewing. So I'm just sewing with my handheld sewing machine. As you can see here, you could also just use your hands and just do a normal stitch. I'm accepting any sort of donations for a proper sewing machine, just letting you guys know. So yeah, that's just all I did for this skirt here, and this is then the finished look. The before looks a little bit extreme if you ask me. Okay, so this next one was actually a dress, or is actually a dress, a uniform. You can also see it in the same thrift video in my cards. As you can see, it has 1 pocket and sleeves and a collar. So I really like the way it fits me, so all I'm going to do is just cut it along my waist area, just so I could turn it into a skirt. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw a line straight across the dress, and I make sure that the line does not cut the pocket, like doesn't interfere with the pocket. So make sure you cut above the pocket. I just use a piece of chalk to draw my line. You can use any sort of washable tool, if that makes sense. So then now all I do is cut it. To cut the skirt, I also make sure I secure it, just so as to make sure the material doesn't move. That ensures that I have the same amount of material on both sides. Once you reach the halfway mark, it's safe to just fold the skirt over in half. Also, just to make sure that you cut the same amount on either side and your skirt isn't skew. So I'll just be using the bottom part of the skirt because the top does not fit me anyway. So first things first, I will be hemming the top. So I am just going to fold it over and secure the pieces with some pins. And trust me, this was not easy with the nails I had. It was the first time I'm sewing with nails on, so they just kept getting in the way. So after pinning it down, just measure to make sure that it is equal, like equal lengths. And I'm just using some measuring tape and a pen to mark equal amount. Like here I just used 2 centimeters. And don't forget to adjust accordingly if the width is not the same right round. So now I've secured the skirts on both sides, and all I'm going to do now is just sew it down. So I've decided to add some buttons to my skirt. If I had a zip, I'll probably do that as it's much easier, but I'm working with what I have, so I'm just removing the buttons from the top part of the dress. So since the dress already had a center part with a bit of a cut to it, I'm just going to extend that line by seam ripping it. Once again, if you have a zip, I suggest you put in a zip, because this button situation was not as easy as I thought. And now I'm just trying to find the right place to secure the buttons. I'm just going to put them in with the pin for now and sew it on later. And don't forget to make some markings as to where your buttons will go through. Then you'll have to overlock or overstitch. I'm not sure which of which, but yeah. So I realized that I had more material left over, and I wanted to add a band to my skirt so as to make it fit me better around the waist. And to see how I do that, you can watch my previous thrift flip video, as it explains in a little bit of more detail as to how I do that. But here I measured about 9.5 centimeters off the top part of the dress, and I'm just going to sew it together like this, fold it in half, then sew it together, and then I'll just have to turn it inside out. Now if you have the inverted thingamajiggy, you can use that, but since I don't, I was just using what I have. You can see me using a pencil at one time and even a ruler just to try and turn the material inside out. But once that is done, your skirt will be complete, because just attach the band to the skirt and you're good to go. Okay, so excuse my dirty mirror. Another problem that I almost always have is my skirts also not fitting on the waist, and they legit fit like in my thigh area, right? But they never fit here, so I always have to go a size up to accommodate my thighs, but I should always go a size down to accommodate my waist. But I mean, you can't really do that, so most of the time I also have to take in my skirts at the waist area. And yeah, usually I do this by just taking in the sides there, so either side, or if it's easier, I just take in the back, then it ends up, you know, fitting me proper like that without that gaping part, of course, because I mean, nobody wants that gap there. It is annoying. So yeah, I guess I'll be showing you how I'm gonna take in this specific skirt. Okay, so first thing first, you're gonna wear your skirt inside out. Then you're going to pin the sides to see how you want it to fit you once you wear it. And yeah, this is how I want it to sit on my body. Then just for extra precaution, I've got a piece of chalk here, and I'm just marking the sides like that. Then I guess all I'm going to do now is just sew down here and also here. I'm just going to mark where I want it to stop, so around about there, and the same thing on this side. So it's going to be like a dot, yeah, a dot in a way. Okay, so this skirt is very simple. All you need to do is just make sure that you have equal amount of material that you're going to like sew off. That makes sense. I don't know, but anyway, yes, make sure it's equal amount and just mark it with a pen of your choice. And now all you're gonna do is just extend your marking. Yeah, I'm just gonna use a pen because it's gonna be inside so no one will see it. And make sure to extend your line and to go down towards your skirt, because you also want this to be a dot, D-A-R-T. So as you can see, that's where my line stopped, but after sewing it in, I ended up extending it like a centimeter more because I just wanted to, you know, hug me a little more around my waist. So literally, after doing this, you're just going to sew on the line. And for this specific skirt, I literally just used a needle and thread. And I'm going to do a simple stitch and stitch it down. Then once I reach the bottom, I'm also going to go up again with the same stitch, just so as to make it a little more secure. That's basically all I did with the skirt, nothing else. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to do the special things, like, comment, and if you haven't, do subscribe. Share the video to all your other friends as well. Who knows, they might learn a little something from this video. And this is the final skirt. Let me know if you'd like to see me do more of these. I will definitely obey. And do let us know down below which one was your favorite skirt.